Hey, what's up everybody? Jackson Galaxy, your cat daddy here. Today we are taking some questions from you guys. Lots of them coming in. Thank you, keep them coming. This is the link to send it, just in case you want to know right this second. Wait a minute, I want my question answered. But wait, let's just talk about what came in today, because this one is representative of a whole bunch of others. All to some degree or another, identifying a problem but making the same common misstep. And that's what I'm here for, to re-step the misstep. So let's re-step this misstep. We are going to talk today, well, we're not talking to her, she's talking to me. This is from Eugenia from Sweden, and Eugenia has 2 cats, but I can't, Marussia. Okay. She has 2 cats, Marussia. She has 2 cats, Marussia? She, okay, here we go. Listen, I'm not Swedish. She has 2 cats, Marussia and Tosha, and she will give you the story right now. Take it away, Eugenia.
Hi, Jackson. My husband and I, we took another kitty cat, and here it is. Her name is Marussia, and our resident cat is Tosha, sitting over there. And our Tosha does not accept Marussia at all. She tries to hunt her and bite her by the neck. And this is how we live. This is Tosha's tree, and this is our flat. Maybe this is not big enough for both of them to live there. I don't know. And Marussia lives with us already 2 months, and she lives in this room. And we swap them once in a while and feed them at the same time and try to play with them. But while playing, Tosha cannot focus on the game at all. She is focusing on hunting Marussia, and we are very scared that we'll have to find a new home for the small one. So can you please help us? Maybe you have some answers. Thank you. And here she is playing on her own with the same toy.
There are a couple things mixed up in here that I think we need to separate out. 1 is introducing 2 cats. 2 is playtime and how to sort of drain energy out of cats that are different ages, different needs, different personality types. So let's break this down. If we're taking a look at this scene here where Marussia and Tosha are meeting together by the door, there's a lot of things, Eugenia, that you could be doing differently here. The first thing that I would tell you to do is introductions are introductions. And we have a very step-by-step way of doing that. Take a look at this video right here if you want a lot more in-depth about how to introduce 2 cats. But let's be clear. First thing we focus on is this. You open the door, Eugenia, you've got Tosha standing there, basically guarding the door. So if Marussia wanted to go anywhere else than where she goes, which is under the bed, then she will face getting attacked. You're giving Marussia no exit. So now we've got Tosha standing there like, you know, like the guy who stands there bouncing people out of the club with the red velvet rope and all that. Now you see Marussia under the bed, right? That's your sign, by the way. You're done. Close the door. It's over. Because we're not doing an introduction properly. These cats have not properly met. So expecting them to play together or to be distracted by a toy when what just ran under that bed? Are you friend or foe? Are you play or prey? Are you know, all that? So let's start with the introduction and doing that by itself. The second thing that we do is, yes, I mean, the scene right here where you're playing with Tosha on the bed, yeah, man. She's all about it. She's just like, yeah, this is a toy and I'm playing with it, you know, and getting all that hunter energy out of her. I would recommend you use the entire flat for that. Run around all the rooms while you're keeping Marussia separated in another room. Then what you do, switch. We definitely want Marussia out in the rest of the house, getting her cat mojo on, raising that mojo through play, but by herself, so she doesn't feel like she has to compete. She doesn't have to run and hide because, you know, the door person over there is gonna try to kick her out of the flat. All right, so now I want to point this one out right here. So it's interesting, Eugenia, first of all, I think that your flat is perfectly fine for 2 cats. I don't think it's too small at all. You've got rooms that you can close off. You've got ways to site swap with these cats. Site swapping, as I was talking about before is you're in a bedroom, you have the whole house, then I switch you out. And we each get equal time, but we're separate. Okay, so that's site swapping. You got plenty of room for that. But that's not what I wanted to point out. Take a look at this. What's going on here is that you're carrying Marussia around. They absolutely see one another at this point where you just turn around, they just look at. Nobody's terrified and nobody's hyper aggressive. They recognize that they both live in the same house. Not that I'm telling you to continually do this carrying around thing, but just so you know, when these two cats saw each other, it wasn't bang, and there you've got Marussia just clawing you up to try to get away from you, and Tosca climbing up your leg to get to Marussia, if you see what I'm saying. This can be done. This introduction can be done. You've got two young cats who are just a little wound up. One is very fearful, one is very forward thinking, and that's why you want to try to get them met in the middle. We do that with interactive play on both sides, and we do that with the introduction process. And just so you know, as you and your husband get through this whole thing, and learning how to play with each cat, learning what really gets them going. And sometimes it's a jackpot treat. Sometimes it's a jackpot toy. Whatever it is that they go, wow, that's really good. Then when we slowly get them together and we start to open the door in the future, it's with the things that hold almost a higher value than the other cat. At this moment, because you're rushing the whole thing, there is nothing that holds higher value to Tosca than getting at Marussia, and there is nothing of higher value in Marussia's standpoint than to get away from Tosca. We got to get past that point, and then we can get on to the, can everybody just get along kumbaya phase, which I'm telling you, you can get to. So again, just to wrap this up, first we're going to go to the introduction process, and we're going to be strict about it. We're not going to do eye contact. We're not going to let them just open the door and see what happens. Nope, we're done with that. We shut the door, we do the meal times, we get it closer. Again, watch the other video or read my kick butt book, Total Cat Mojo, which it goes through the introduction process in a very complete way. And we're site swapping them so they both get access to the entire flat. Nobody's going to over-own one area and under-own another area. Then we're playing with them and making sure that we're really, like I said, reducing frustration, raising mojo. Territorial confidence comes from, in a large way, playtime. And then we're going to slowly integrate them over time. And you'll know when the time is to integrate them, when under the door you're not having this constant like, who are you? And I'm more interested in diving at the door than I am eating my meal. Again, we get to all that. But I think that in closing, and thank you, Eugenia, for sending in your question, for showing us your life a little bit, for loving on both of your cats, and just hang in there. I think it's going to get better. But you guys have sent me a lot of variations on this one, blurring the lines between how do we introduce, the whole idea of just putting them together and hoping it works out, introducing a toy and thinking that's going to be a higher value to two stranger cats. Let's just break it down, keep it consistent, keep things going on a day-to-day basis that they can get used to, from meal times, meeting between the doors, slowly opening the door, play times where they know they can expect it, getting foods that are high value to these guys so that we can bribe them better when the time comes. And just remembering something, that a sudden introduction of anything new to your home, whether it be another cat, a baby, a new boyfriend or a girlfriend or a housemate or a freaking couch for that matter, it messes with cats a little bit, because territorial security is cat mojo. And in order to do that, we've just got to make sure that all changes we introduce into that territory are gradual and unthreatening. And that's where we're at with Eugenia, Marussia, and Tosca. Again, all Cat Mojo love to Sweden. Again, if you guys want to get your questions in, go to this link here. Do exactly what Eugenia did. Tell me the problem, show me the problem, and Jackson will try to do his best to address the problem. Don't forget, you guys, ring the bell. Ring the bell. Don't just subscribe, but first-time subscribers, ring the bell and make comments. I want to hear from you guys. It's important for me to make content that you guys want to see by telling me what you want to see. And we've been getting great ones over the past couple of weeks, so thank you guys so much for that. Share this video with a friend who might have the same problem, because judging by the questions that are coming in, there's a lot that fall into this category here. All right, until next time, you guys, all light and all love and all mojo. Marussia.
Meow.